eventually get to another backstage segment later in the show where Gunther is making his way to the ring to deal with The Miz. And he can hear Kaiser and Gio are just going after each other in another language. Who knows which language? They all speak like 10. And Gunther makes his way over there and is just like, hey, what's going on over here? And Kaiser is just mad and just trying to be like, I was just trying to do the best I could. And Gio didn't listen to me, blah, blah, blah. And he tells Gio, like, you know what? Maybe I put the wrong person in charge here. And Kaiser didn't look too happy. So I was like, oh. And he told them to figure it out, sort it out, do what you got to do. So we have a new twist in the Imperium story. So first people's reactions was, oh my God, stop teasing a breakup. This needs to stop. I didn't get that at all. This is my interpretation. That's the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I feel because this is the complete opposite of what we've been seeing for several weeks to this moment, because it was Kaiser being praised and Gio being crapped on. Now we're seeing the opposite. I feel like this is Gunther's way of like reverse psychology. Like he's trying to make the two of them stronger by kind of like feuding and trying to be like, okay, who's better? You need to be better. You need to get better at this. Like I almost feel like he's just trying to manipulate them into being better without just like saying it outright. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's a more subtle approach than what Bobby Lashley is doing with the Street Profits, now Suit Profits. It's basically the same thing.
That's how I was feeling it. Yeah. Without Bobby just basically being like, you guys suck without me.
Yeah.
He's not saying it, but it's like, you know, you guys can't even like help each other out the right way, or one of you's doing, you know, it's like that's how it felt to me.
They're very subtle ways of encouragement. And, you know, sometimes, I mean, I just have experienced this in my life, in my work environments, where it's a tough love. Mm-hmm. You know, they're not being mean. They're trying to get you to think like them and think for the betterment of the business or the team in this instance.
Yeah.
And you have to, sometimes you don't have to have, you know, outright, I want you to do this, that, and the other. It's just more like, no, I put this guy in charge, prove me wrong. Yeah. And that's all he's doing. There hasn't been any sign to me that there's a split because he's putting someone else in charge of another person. He's not like, I don't want you guys near me. I don't need you, because that's not Imperium. Imperium is for everyone to be better. And he wants them to be on his level, because of look how dominant he's got to be while he's on that level and what he's doing. So I don't see any splitting up with this at all. I think the complete opposite.
I felt more that way a couple weeks ago, and it was just because it was like week after week after week after week of them doing this to Vinci. So that's why I was like, oh, they're going to kick Vinci out. You know, that's why we were even talking about like maybe he needs to go back to what he was doing in NXT, which was basically just like a version of what they were trying to make Kaiser into. You know, it's like it's basically what Vinci was doing. But yeah, to me, this didn't feel like an inevitable breakup. It felt more of like Gunther's kind of trying to pass off some of his responsibilities as the group leader, because it's like he's a champion and he's on a historic run right now. He can't be dealing with all this BS of you guys doing this. So it's like, figure it out and stop making me babysit you. That's kind of like what it felt like. Yeah. I'm just glad that we're seeing Gio get more respect, because it did, you know, people were then starting to interpret it as like, oh, Gio sucks. Like, he can't do this. He can't do that. And it's like, now I would like to see them put him in a match and actually like let him do what he does. Like take it a step further and let's see how good he is, because I don't think people know how good he is in the ring, you know?
Yeah, exactly.